say that I'm joined by Dom Phillips. We wouldn't be here on this platform if it weren't for Dom. So, sure. Dom, first of all, how are you, mate?
I'm doing good, thank you. Well, very good, thank you, after last night. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. What we're going to do is we're just going to boost out the link and get it to as many people as possible, and we'll be back with you.
Let me know when you've tweeted that link.
Yep, I will do.
There we go. I can see that come through on your Twitter now.
Is it on?
Yep, we're on. It's tweeted out.
Cool.
We're live. We're live. This restream stuff's good, isn't it? Jesus.
I know, yeah. Right, we are live. Finally.
We're live.
I'm just going to give it a retweet.
Beautiful.
And send it to literally everyone in my inbox.
Cheeky.
Tune in. You don't realise how many restream tabs I have open.
It's just just loads of tabs, just keeping it all managed.
Yeah. Right. Hopefully this starts to go smooth. I'm just going to check we're on YouTube on my phone.
I shall also, just to be sure. It's not technically started yet anyway. We're all right. It's just gone 12, so we're all right. We're all right.
Okay. Right, we're on, but we've got no thumbnail.
We don't need a thumbnail. We're live streaming. We're all right.
We're cool. All right, we'll stick with it. I'll just update it later.
Yeah.
Right, hopefully we can. Is there any? So people are commenting on my phone.
Oh yeah, you keep an eye on the chat for me, because I can't keep 3 tabs open.
I can't see the chat on here.
No, I wish you could. That'd be a good feature.
But yeah, we've got 3 people watching at the moment: Harry Batters and Daniel Teckers. Hello to you all. We're trying to go live for the first time, so apologies for the complications. But without further ado, should we just get straight into it, Dom? No matter who's watching, whether it's me and you or the wider community. But yeah, what's your initial emotions today? I was saying to you earlier, it feels great to wake up to an Aston Villa win against a top side.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I think I said earlier, it's the first win we've had against a current top 10 or a top 6 side or something this season. So, we saved it for the perfect time. It was on a clean sheet against, when Saka and Nketiah and Lacazette and Aubameyang are all starting against us. I mean, it's phenomenal. They didn't even have a shot on target. It's phenomenal. We deserved the win last night. We fought harder than them. We restricted them really well, and we were a lot more clinical, even though Kieran Davis missed an easy chance. Feels so good to win and get a clean sheet against a good side, and it's the perfect time to be hitting this kind of form, considering Sunday is the be all and end all, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was saying before the match, we've struggled against the bigger sides this season, but if there's one time for us to beat a bigger side, it's now, and we thankfully did that. I thought that's got to be one of our best performances of the season. I thought every single player in their own right had a decent game, you know what I mean? So I thought we defended really well up top. Samata I thought was a little bit weak, but what can you say?
I think, as you said, it was a very good team performance. I thought everyone had their plaudits. If I had to pick players out, I thought Grealish had his best game in the lockdown by a country mile. I thought Gilbert came on and was absolutely brilliant on the right flank, stopping Kieran Tierney towards the end of the game. I liked his passion when he won the goal kick. It was like, come on. Oh, I'd love to see that. I thought that...
that's what we wanted to see the whole season, though, isn't that? That fight and passion.
Exactly, and we have it. This isn't 15-16. There is a lot more fight, passion, and belief in these boys than there was a few years ago. It's a whole different kettle of fish.
Who do you think that's down to?
Everything about the club. I think it's the club culture as well. If you look back at 2015-16, we were a club in massive decline with owners and an infrastructure that didn't really have any direction or any real leadership or any sense or any passion or care for the club. But now we're in a state where we've got rich owners who care about the club, a CEO who cares about the club. We've got a lot stronger infrastructure, and we're just a club with a positive culture. I think that's infectious, and I think that falls down onto the playing staff as well. I mean, we saw it last night with Purslow roaring them on from the stands. It's not just go out and play and see what happens anymore. It's we're all behind you, we're all together in this. We are one football club, and it's that sort of unity, I think, that should be enough to see us through to survive.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Let's go from the start, then the Arsenal game. The team lineup was as you'd expect. Jack Grealish hopefully taking his beloved club out onto the Villa Park turf, knowing that something would, we had to get a win. And first of all, we have to talk about the previous result. I was tuned into it. I'm not sure if you was. Watford versus Manchester City, thrashed them 4-0. I mean, do you feel like it could have been a different story if it went the other way?
Possibly, but I would hazard a guess that Smith wasn't exactly keeping the players updated on the score. I think the whole idea would have been, look, we don't really care what happens against Man City and Watford because we've got to win either way. So don't keep up with the score. Don't lure you. I'm sure the players found out through sneaking their phones around, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it was an incorrect thing to go and look at the Watford score. We've got to go and play our game and get our win, even if Watford do the unthinkable and win, which they didn't. I mean, 4-0 is perfect because that evened up the goal difference, didn't it, going into the game? And then with our 1-0 win, we are now highest. We are even on point to them, but we have higher goal difference. We have the highest goal difference of the other three teams. So Villa, Bournemouth, Watford. 2 of those 3 will go down, and we are the one in the best position going into the easiest game of the 3 on the last day. I mean, it's like surely this is it now.
Yeah. Just going back to what you said about the previous game, I heard from, I don't know how true it is, from Micah Richards on Sky that they all watched the first half together as a team.
Really?
And then obviously went to train and stuff for the upcoming game. A word on Trezeguet because I feel like he deserves a lot of credit, and he's the man that was getting got a lot of stick this season. I think it took time for him to bed in and get used to his teammates. But I mean, he's the man. If we stay up this season, in my opinion, he's the man that's got us out of this relegation scrap.
I mean, he's if we stay up this season, he's the man who's kept us up because he's got 2 goals against Crystal Palace and a goal against Arsenal, which are 2 wins, massive for us. Look, I'm not going to sit here and been the person that's criticised Trezeguet all season to then go, oh, he's brilliant, he's God's answer to the winger. But
yeah,
look, he has scored goals for us and he's come up when it matters most, and you can't deny that. You can't complain. Whatever he does, he isn't always the most involved in games. He isn't the quickest. He isn't the best. He isn't the most exciting player. But you know what? I'm not going to sit here and slack him up too much because he's scored crucial goals over the past few weeks. And I mean, you've just got to give massive credit to him because I do like it when a player, even if I'm one of the ones I'm not one of the abusers, but some people gave him abuse, which was unfair. But I'm one of the people giving him stick. One of the people criticising him, and I love it being proved wrong. And I love it when players prove fans wrong. And Trezeguet's really done that in scoring these goals, and I think he should be really proud of himself. And he's given us. I mean, if we stay up now, as I say, it's down to him.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's been rumours in the coming last few weeks saying that he's got a signed contract with the team in Turkey, I believe. But he's proven that he's worked hard over lockdown. And one thing I've noticed about Trezeguet is it was the same situation last night. We're going to talk about that with the great strike, but all of the goals, bar maybe one against Crystal Palace, the second one, all of the goals he scored have come from the back post, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he always arrives late, doesn't he? He just sort of lurks on the edge. We always have Douglas Luiz and Conor Hourihane standing outside the box because that's where they like to shoot from distance. But we always have Trezeguet lurking at the back stick. And, I was surprised that Arsenal didn't pick him up for their goal. I thought Cedric could have done a lot more to come out and close him down, or maybe even be a lot tighter to him. But you know what? I ain't going to complain.
What about
please defend like that?
Yeah, what about Mr. Tyrone Mings putting off world-class Aubameyang?
I loved that. I spotted that at the time and I didn't really pay any attention to it. And then I saw the video after the game of him giggling at Aubameyang and then leaving him in the dust. Brilliant. I love Tyrone Mings. He's back at it again. He's back at his classic Tyrone Mings behaviour, isn't he?
Yeah, it reminded me of the playoff semi-final when Jed Steer did that stare to Mason Holgate.
Yeah. That was brilliant, that was. That is brilliant. That just stare at him. It was when he said, I was like, we're going to win this penalty shootout, aren't we?
Yeah. It was. We've just seen how many people are in, but like you say, Tyrone Mings there doing a little bit of work with the flick on, and then obviously Trezeguet getting the strike. And I think the most important thing to recognise here is, and this is something maybe we've struggled to do all season, or maybe we just haven't done it effectively, is we scored the goal. And then we can continue to attack. And
Yeah.
I think that's why we one of the big reasons why we won the game, because we've seen from time to time that we just sit back after going 1-0 up and we have to get punished. But last night was a different story.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you could look at the polar opposites. The one example is Liverpool, the one's Crystal Palace or Spurs. Like, against Crystal Palace, we scored the one with Trezeguet, and then we went forward for the second, and we didn't let up. We played as if it was still 0-0, and that's what got us the second goal, and that's what got us the cushion. Against Arsenal, we sort of had to find a balance, because it's a top side, you can't sit back and invite pressure, because the good players will punish you. And we've done that so many times this season, and it's cost us. But we also can't do like we did against Crystal Palace and open up too much, because then we'll also get battered.
Yeah.
So you found the perfect balance, which was don't sit back, don't go gung ho, just cautiously play. Don't give anything away. Just play cautiously, play reservedly. And we found that balance last night. It's the first time we found that balance this season, and it's the first time we've held on to a lead this season. And it's just like all of the stars are aligning for this to be the season that we survive. It's all come together last night, and I just hope that on Sunday we can put the cherry on top and beat West Ham and stay in the Premier League.
Yeah, we'll go on to talk about that West Ham game in a little bit more depth in a minute. But, I mean, I've been saying for a number of games since lockdown that Villa have been playing, they've been in games, they've been playing well, just haven't been able to take the chances. And I said at one point, luck's going to go our way. And last night, that was the case. I can't really remember a time where, well, apart from that header that Pepe Reina got off the post.
I thought that was
that's the only chance.
Surely everyone else thought that was in. I thought it was in. I thought, how's that? I was just conceded.
And my head was in my hands, and then my dad went, "It's not in." I'm like, "Oh, thank God for that."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another prime example of how luck went our way. And going into the dressing room at half time, what do you think Dean Smith would have been saying to their players? Just keep it the same, because what they'd done the first half was exceptional.
Yeah, well, he said, didn't he? I think he said in the press conference that he did make changes at half time. He instead of playing a bit of a flatter midfield three, he got Douglas Luiz playing a bit deeper and played us a bit more compact. That way it would be harder to break down. So he just made us made a couple of good. I've been very critical of Dean Smith over the course of the season, but I thought last night he got it absolutely spot on. Like when I want to see substitutions, he makes them too late. Usually when we need to make tactical changes, he doesn't make them. But he was tweaking things throughout the game last night. He made the subs maybe a bit late, but just pretty much at the perfect time by his standards. And I felt that he got the game management especially spot on last night. And the thing is with him, I get romanticised about him, because I want him to be the manager, but I don't want him to be the manager. It's like this really weird middle ground. But look, it's not about Dean Smith; it's about Villa now. It's about survival, and if he can keep up, if he keeps us in the league, considering we were 7 points adrift at one point, then he's done a brilliant. It's a great escape. If you ask me, it's a great escape.
And I think that result yesterday will go a long way for our Premier League future. Just. Going into the second half, then you mentioned Dean Smith made a few changes, brought on Kieran Davis. I thought Jack Grealish was, you mentioned him earlier, Jack was probably one of the best games in the Villa shirt.
Yeah.
But when Kieran Davis had that chance, right, and he squared it past the bar, went across the bar, I'm thinking, oh no, it's going to be our night again. We're going to concede in the last minute and all this. And then McGinn had another opportunity, which he just shot right at the keeper. I'm thinking, oh no, not this again. What were your feelings?
I was thinking, is this the Anwar El Ghazi moment of this 1-0 lead, like the Everton game? Yeah. No, the thing is, when Jack was brilliant by Jack, powering down the left, plays through Kieran. Anyone who knows me, they knows that I'm a Kieran Davis apologist, and I will defend Kieran Davis to the death. I love that man. He's one of my favourite players. I just have an irrational love for Kieran Davis as a football fan. And when I saw him go through, I was like, he's finally going to score a Premier League goal. I was like half celebrating before. Too soon, I butchered it, and I saw he put it on. I was like, how has he missed that? The thing is, though, would Samatta have done much better? With the way that Samatta's playing right now, he doesn't look like he could hit the target.
It's 50-50, isn't it? Because, I suppose they both offer you different ways of playing, but at the end of the day, they're not going to score your goal. Well, Samatta's probably, you're more likely to score your goals, because Kieran Davis reminds me of a player that, holds up the play, a bit like Emil Heskey was. He reminds me a bit like him, but I don't know, it's a toss of a coin between the strikers, isn't it?
I mean, I think I'll play Davis right now over Samatta, if I'm being honest, because I think Samatta over the last few games have done nothing for us. I think he looks shot of confidence. He's a shadow of the striker that we signed in January. The one that was
Yeah,
playing well every
definitely.
game and then scored against Bournemouth. He just looks like he's lost everything. He looks really, really affected. I don't know what's up with him, but I don't know if I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know, but right now, even though Kieran Davis doesn't strike me as the most confident striker, at least with him, he's gonna give the centre halves a tough game. He's gonna hold up the ball better than Ali Samara is, and he's just going to be a bit more of a presence up front. And I think especially when you're in a situation like that where you're 1-0 up and need to hold a lead and you need the ball to stick higher up the pitch, having Kieran
Yeah,
Davis up there would be so massive.
yeah. I just thought every single player. I thought we defended really well as well because I thought we were.
Mm.
It sounds stupid and sounds so simple, but we're all defending in the same pattern and all the same line. I've never seen that all season. And credit to
Mm.
Frederick Gilbert because Al
Yeah.
Mohammadi went down within 50 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know what it was early on in the
Mm.
first half, wasn't it? And
Mm.
and you think to yourself, well, are we going to struggle here now? Freddie Gilbert, who hasn't played a football game in a very long time, but it's since March, isn't it? So
No.
for him to come in and have the performance he did, he made some brilliant crunching tackles back to his usual self, wasn't he? And
Yeah, I mean, Gilbert was fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the passion and as you said there, the passion that he had seeped through into the rest of the team. He was fantastic when he came on. I hadn't played a game since we lost 4-0 to Leicester the last game before the lockdown, and I just thought he came out and he flew out the stocks. He kept Tierney quiet. So many crunching tackles, so much passion, so much energy down the right. I mean, I like Al Mohammadi, he's got a fantastic cross on him, but Gilbert brings a whole different level of energy and a whole different level of defensive solidarity in terms of these slide tackles that he's just class at. He brings that
yeah,
whole different level that Al Mohammadi doesn't have. But then Al Mohammadi's been brilliant since the restart as well. So you've got two very good right backs for Dean Smith to deliberate and choose between going into Sunday.
yeah. And I think as well, you look at the other side, Tyrone Mings is a certain at centre back, and I think Ezri Konsa is now becoming a certain at centre back.
Yeah, I mean, Ezri Konsa has come on leaps and bounds since he was moved back to centre back and made that mistake against Newcastle. Some may say he was dug out for that, but since then he looks like a Premier League centre back now. He's assured in possession. He's a little bit rash sometimes. He's a little bit weak sometimes, but that's me picking at straws here. He's fast. He's composed on the board. He's a good defender. I saw him actually in the game that I liked. He's starting to order the defence around a bit more. Like what I've seen with a lot of the new signings, they've been quite quiet, but Ezri was ordering them around with Mings yesterday, and it's like that's the kind of passion, that's the kind of strength, that's the kind of leadership that we need. And I just think Konsa and Mings is a brilliant centre half pairing going into next season. I think that Konsa's proved himself now to be into a position to become a Premier League centre back next season, and with Engels there as well, who's also very solid. Look, if we do stay up next season, I think we've got a lot of potential within the squad. We just have to make a few key signings, especially going forward, and see what happens behind the scenes with the coaching staff and the recruitment staff. And we could be on for a very good season next year.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, football's a game of fine margins. I mean, 2 weeks ago, we were slating Villa, we were slating the defence, Dean Smith, and now look how happy we are after 1 week. It's crazy how. And this is a story of Aston.
Yeah, literally. David O'Leary said that we were. Is it David O'Leary? Yeah, David O'Leary said that we were fickle, didn't we? Because 1 minute we liked him, the next minute we hated him. But it's football at the end of the day.
Yeah.
One week we're 7 points adrift. The next week we're in the best position. And for a lot of people, their opinions will change based on that. But for other people like myself, my opinion on Dean Smith being our manager next season hasn't changed based on last night's performance. My opinion on Trezeguet being here next season hasn't changed because of last night's performance. Because I'm not flaking out my opinions because of one result. Otherwise, my opinions wouldn't be opinions; they'd just be completely utter rubbish. At the end of the day, we have the opinions that we have, but it's just so nice to feel happy for once after a game and just to be able to give credit to people who I think really need the pat on the back sometimes.
Yeah, we all know here at Aston Villa that we like to do it the hard way. We did it last season with the 10-game winning run, and now looks like, I don't want to jinx anything, but there's a possibility that we could be staying in the Premier League next season. Let's look ahead then to. Sounds good, doesn't it?
I love it.
Then if you saw my story last night on Instagram with the when the picture went up when I was 17th, and I was just so happy. Mentioned it a bit in this live stream. Next up, West Ham, our final game of the season. I've been saying it for weeks, months now, that it would go down to the last game of the season, and I think the pressure's not all on us. Well, it is on us in a way, but it's in our own hands now that we've beaten Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, I've said as well for most of the season that I think the relegation battle is going to go right, and we're going to be in it until the end. And we really have taken it to the last day. I think West Ham's fixture against United is big for us because if they draw against United, I believe that they're mathematically safe. So we could do with them picking up a point at United. I'm hoping then they're safe and playing in second gear. Otherwise, they might have to be playing a lot more intensely on the last day if they don't get anything against United. I think that game's tonight, actually, so I'm going to be keeping an eye out on that. Probably
I prefer West Ham to get something out of it.
Yeah, I want them to get a draw, not a win because then I'll be confident. I want them to get a draw, scrap to a good draw. That way they're safe. They're not on a high. Antonio doesn't need to score, by the way. We can do with him stopping scoring. But no, look, West Ham's the biggest game of all the other relegation rivals around us. We've got the easiest game. We're in the best position. It's all there to the taking. But it's not over yet. It's football. Anything can happen. We saw yesterday. If you'd have offered me last night Man City to win 4-0 and Villa to win 1-0, I'd have done some questionable things for that to have been what happened. So, all I'm saying is anything could happen. I don't want to sound like I'm absolutely and utterly we're in the Premier League next season because we're not. There's a lot to do yet. Watford could easily go and beat Arsenal because we've done it. Bournemouth could easily go and beat Everton because we should have done it. You know what I mean? So it's far from over yet. We need to go and beat West Ham, and we can do it, and we must go out and attack, and we must go out and beat them.
Yeah, I think, all the on at the same time, 4:00, I believe, on Sunday. I was nervous last night, but I think that's going to be 10 times worse. Dom, thank you so much for coming on to the channel and having a chat. Despite the technical difficulties, then you got me through it, so thank you for that. Is there anything else you'd like to add about last night or the upcoming fixture?
It's all in our hands now. It's no longer relying on other results. It all goes down to Sunday at 4:00. We'll know by 6:00 what's going on Sunday. And, I'd like to say we're going to be in the Premier League. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed the win, and we'll see you soon up the Villa.
Up the Villa. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new. Based on yesterday's result and based on the last game of the season against West Ham, I'm going to be doing a lot more build-up in the coming days towards the game. So stay tuned for that, Villa fans. And if you enjoyed the video, like I say, leave a like, subscribe, and do all the stuff that you already do anyway, supporting me on my journey. Until next time, goodbye, and up the Villa.
Thank you, up the Villa.
Right, finish.